All right, team, and welcome to a shoulder slash neck slash desk mobility workout, or session, should I say. So today, the main areas that we're going to focus on are the shoulders, thoracic, so kind of top part of our back, right, and into our wrists as well. So, like I said, it's really kind of good. It's really good for if you're working in the office or at home at the moment, to help just open up those shoulders, just for hunch forward, and also just to get a little bit of movement back in the wrists. Especially if we're on the computer all day and stuff like that, just get that carpal tunnel syndrome. Just want to help open up those hips a little bit. So as you can see here, I've got a chair and a band. All you need is really a belt or anything like that, that we're going to do pass-throughs with at the time, but it's not yet. So the first one we're going to do is just some shoulder rotations. So you can just come up. You don't have to be kneeling. You can stand up for this. It's just I've just done it for the basis of the camera. So from here, I'm just going to give myself some big shoulder circles. So nice and big. Now here, the whole time we're doing these rotations, I'm going to think about keeping those abdominals nice and tight, so engage through the core. And then we're going to do the other direction. So I can show you from the side on so you can see full circles. Probably about 5 or 6 one way. Now put your thumbs up, place them onto your shoulders, and then we're going to rotate around. So again, abs nice and tight. Well, I certainly feel a little bit of cracking, and I hear it as well. Feels good though. And then change directions. Nice. Now we're just going to do some full circles. So keep your right arm straight. I'm doing my left, but you can do your right all the way around. And again, trying to keep the chest forward. If I move, like this, you can see that. You can feel it when you do it yourself. You're not getting as much rotation through the joint. I'll change direction, so don't change arms just yet. And then swap sides. Now full circle. Again, one's always going to feel a little bit tighter than the other. Let's change direction. Lovely. Let's get into those wrists now and the fingers. So we'll start off with I'll go side on just so you can see. So I'm going to place my fingers towards me, so they're facing towards me. And if this feels uncomfortable at any point, or I mean painful, you can kind of subside, come off, shake it off a little bit, come back in. So you can see here that my hands and my wrists underneath my shoulders. So I'm just going to come backwards. So bringing my shoulders back and feel that pressure through the wrist. And then come back. One more time. You're probably feeling this down the forearms as well. Certainly am. Now we're going to go into some circles, so small circles. We'll do 5 one way. And then change direction. Nice, so just hold it back. So bring those shoulders back and just hold it there for 10 seconds. Awesome, now just come off your wrist a little bit. Shake it off. Place your hands down, just in the normal position now. We're going to go again, bring those shoulders forward. I say normal position, fingers facing forward. And it's small bits of pressure. And get some circles going again. Again, we're only going to do about 2 or 3 this time. We've already done a few circles to warm up those wrists. Don't do too many, just have it in that normal position, regular position, as they call it. Now I'm going to get you to do is spread your fingers really wide and bring the palms of your hands off the ground so you can see it. And what I'm going to do is almost with my fingers just try and rub the mat or the floor wherever we're at, so you can see here got a gammy finger, so you'll have to look at the right side. You can see here that I'm hyperextending those joints, trying to warm them up a little bit, wake them up. So I'll come side on. It's almost like we're trying to squeeze the mat together. For the last 30 seconds or so, we're going to come onto the back of the wrists. So this is the worst one, and actually we're only going to hold it for a minute. Let's say the worst one. You're going to bring in the shoulders back. You could do whatever you like now. If you want to do some circles, move side to side, whatever feels good. Couple more deep breaths. And relax. Shake it off a little bit. So, like I said, you don't need to be sat down for this. I'm just doing it so I don't have to be too far away from the camera. So, nice wide grip. Now, if you've got a band like this, you can put your thumbs around it if you want. It really depends on how flexible you are in the shoulders. So from here, abs nice and tight, arms straight, locked out, go all the way through and all the way back. Nice and slow. If you have to have your hands really wide, that's okay. I just don't want you to really bend. Think about bending your elbows as you come through. So you may have to have your hands even wider. A belt, anything like that will work for you. So again, we talked about keeping those abs tight. So this here, this part of our trunk is nice and engaged. Just tense those abs. If you're about to do some heavy lifting, for example, and we're doing a lot of shrugging, you can come here and just shrug up a little bit to get those traps working. But if you're not, if this is, like we said earlier, for desk or for the shoulders, don't worry about doing that too much. If it's starting to get a little bit easier, you can bring your hands in a little bit closer, and then you can go out again. If you want to make it a little bit different, change it up a little bit, you can give yourself almost like give yourself almost like some circles around here. This feels good as well. About 20 seconds to go. And relax. Shake it off a little bit, you can pop back to the side. Again, you can use a chair here, but you don't need one. You can use the floor, but if you're quite or a bit more flexible than you are, say, in other joints, then you may need a chair. I've just got one so I could show you both options. So I'm going to do like a dynamic melting heart. So from here, I'm going to tuck the tailbone up into the air, hands go on the chair, head goes through the shoulders. So I'm going to come down, and then I'm going to come up, come down, and then come up. So what it looks like, if I was to show you, if you would look up, you'd be in this position, side on, and you go, open the chest up, put the shoulders up, close them. So rotating through like so, nice and slow. This just helps get into the shoulders, helps you get into the shoulders a little bit more. You can hold up here for a short time, and you can hold down there for a little bit of time if it feels good. Got about 30 seconds to go, so just keep going through this little short movement. Last few now. Awesome, and just relax. Ooh, that was a good one. So now we're going to do a dynamic thread the needle, so you don't need the chair anymore, get rid of that. So if you're going to get into a plank pec position, so you can see that my knees are underneath my hips and my hands are underneath my shoulders. So from here I'll show you a couple and then I'll show you from the other angle as well. But you're going to bring your left hand up into the air, you reach to the ceiling, and then we drive the left hand underneath the body, we bend the right elbow a small amount, trying to keep the shoulder up off the ground, and then back up again. So main areas you should feel it is the mid to top part of your back. So if I show you from the side on really quickly before we get started, hands are going to go up and go all the way through, and you can see that I'm just pushing my hand out. My head's not hitting the ground, neither is my shoulder, that I can get into my back a little bit more. So you can start with me whenever you're ready. Do your left or right hand, not too bothered. We'll swap after 90 seconds or so. Only a couple of seconds in each position, if that works. Uh-oh, lucky this is a mobility session, the sun's coming out. I'm sweating too much. And then we'll swap sides, okay? So let's place the hand down. And come all the way, start all the way up. And then all the way under. Big deep breath in and then breathe out. We've got about a minute to go, a little bit under. Coming towards the end of the session. Last 20 seconds or so. Move on to the last stretch of the day. Last couple of reps. And then relax. Awesome, so we're just going to finish on some neck stretches. So what you're going to do is just keep your chest up. You're going to come to your left for me. Try and keep the chin away from your neck. So feel like the side of your neck here is stretching, not the front, the back. And then just slowly swap sides. If you want to put your hand on the side of your head, that's fine. Just don't force it. Just place it down. Relax that shoulder. And then think about relaxing, bringing the chin up now, stretching out the front of the neck, so not crunching the back necessarily. And then tuck the chin in, stretch out the back of the neck. And I'll just get some full circles going for the last few. Change direction. Whew. Awesome, guys, well done. So that was our shoulder, neck, top part of our back flexibility, mobility session. I hope you enjoyed it. All right, guys, that was the end of our neck, shoulder, and wrist mobility session. Hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure you join the Facebook community, the link below. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, whatever all the kids are doing these days, and I will speak to you soon.